I mentioned with us now, Greg Stanton, Democrat from Arizona, member of the House Transportation Committee. Hello, sir.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming in. We had one of your colleagues on the other side of the aisle sitting in that chair last night. Same topic. Thanks for being with us tonight. What's going on? What's your assessment as we sit here in the 6 o'clock hour on the East Coast with Congress set to potentially leave town tomorrow?
Well, we all are in agreement. TSA agents should be paid and paid immediately. Now, we have a different approach than the Republicans. We believe that ICE needs to be separated, and we vote on paying TSA agents. FEMA gets funding, the Coast Guard gets funding, and the ICE is where the fight is. ICE is out of control. We saw the terrible things that happened in Minneapolis. 2 of our fellow Americans were unnecessarily killed. They're not following basic procedures that police officers would have to do if they're going to operate in American streets. They need to be radically reformed and improved, and Democrats are standing firm in that regard. So we want TSA agents to get paid now. We want to vote on that now, but the Republicans are trying to leverage that to have ICE get funded without any of the necessary reforms.
At what point, and I hear you on the reforms, and I'll give you the other side of the argument here when we listen to Mike Johnson in a second. But at what point is it just enough's enough? Like, you've made your policy position, you've made your stance, you want changes, but we also don't want to see that, and we don't want to see millions of Americans doing that. So at what point do you say, oh, okay, we got to come to some sort of an agreement?
We do need to come to some sort of agreement. Let's fund TSA agents right now. I could go back across the street to the
So why didn't you vote to fund DHS today?
Why would I oppose the plan that was put forward with us because it would say we fund ICE without the reforms that the vast majority of American people are demanding. Republicans and Democrats, poll after poll shows that they are demanding that ICE be reformed so that there is less danger to the American people. We are asking for appropriate reforms. People are not forgetting what happened in Minneapolis. People are angry still about what happened in Minneapolis. So instead of trying to leverage TSA agents to get ICE funded without necessary reforms, let's do the right thing. Fund TSA, fund Coast Guard, fund FEMA, and then we'll have a separate battle over ICE funding.
You want ICE reforms. Here is Mike Johnson, the House Speaker, today.
We are quite frustrated right now. For the third time now, almost every Democrat in the House, except for 4, voted against the bipartisan, bicameral Department of Homeland Security funding bill. It would reopen DHS and reopen and get our airports running again. And they did that for one reason, because they are trying to protect criminal illegal aliens.
What would you say to him?
Oh, he's completely wrong. We are taking a principled stand saying that the American people are correct in their beliefs about ICE. Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly are saying that ICE cannot continue in the way they've been acting in American cities. The death of our fellow Americans is unacceptable. We have a principled position that will fund TSA, fund FEMA, fund the Coast Guard. Let's fund the things that we agree on, and we can fight over ICE for another day. But if TSA is the issue, let's fund them now.
Democrats in the last shutdown had fundamental principles as well, and then at the end of the day, the Senate said, we're not doing this any longer, and there's an open vote in the Senate tonight. Is the reality that there will be some sort of an agreement before Congress, in the House, and in the Senate get out of town for 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, Senator Thune is the one that went to the White House and presented a possible suggestion that we separate ICE from the rest of it and get the TSA agents funding. It was President Trump who said no. President Trump wants to put voting restrictions attached to this bill as well, as you know, that would eliminate people voting by mail in their elections. He wants to add additional things. That's totally inappropriate. Look, the disagreement, the fight is over ICE and the appropriateness of how ICE has acted towards our fellow Americans. We are on the right side on this. The American people do not want to see ICE be funded without reforms. We are standing on principle.
What if President Trump puts forth some sort of an executive action and said, look, we're going to move money from here to there to get them paid somehow? Would you support that? Because at the end of the day, you want TSA paid.
But TSA agents deserve
to be. So if he steps in, if the President of the United States steps in and says, I'm doing something to make sure they get paid, you would be unopposed to that?
We'd have to look at the legality of it, but the concept of getting the TSA agents paid, if the issue is ICE and funding of ICE. As you know, in the one big beautiful bill, the Republicans unanimously, without any support of the Democrats, gave massive funding to this agency. And so they want more and they need Democratic votes. We are not going to vote yes unless the American people are safe. And under the current circumstances, they are not safe with ICE operating as it does.
We'll leave it there. Greg Stanton,
Thank you.
member of the Transportation Committee. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.